Hello, everybody. This is just a thing I've been wanting to do for a while. South Park. There's not really much else for me to say. It's probably one of the greatest satires that in the 21st century, anyway. At least my personal favorite animated adult comedy. I am joined here with my good friend and fellow South Park enthusiast and honorary Viking, Taheg Gloder. How you doing, sir?
So pretty good. Totally agree with you on South Park being one of the best satires, perhaps probably of all time, but absolutely in the 20th century. During lockdown, I, much like everyone else, was stuck in my house for months on end. So I watched all of South Park, Simpsons, Futurama, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, and American Dad, like, back to back.
Guy, you watch Family Guy? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't, but I did. I kind of had to because I watched all the others and thought mine as well. But
That's fair, man.
Family Guy was easily the worst. South Park was easily the best. Like Simpsons, there's that golden era in the middle that's just fucking amazing. But the first sort of 5 or 6 seasons aren't great, and the last kind of 10 aren't great. But South Park is just 22 episodes of absolute killer.
Yeah, no, South Park is... I gave Tig a monumental task. I also did this as well. I had to pick 5, and you picked 5 of our favorite episodes, which is impossible because you could literally pick your top 30, maybe even 50 if you wanted. There is that many good episodes in this show, and
like you gave me the brief, and I was like, you know what? It's literally impossible because I think it would be easier to pick the bottom 5 episodes because there are probably maybe 4 or 5 episodes in the entire 23 plus season run that I don't like. Like there's so many.
Well, I just wanted you to pick like your favorite ones, you know, just ones that you enjoyed.
I kind of had to give myself a little side task because it was just impossible. I knew if I picked my 5 favorites, it would be, you know, Good Time with Weapons, Scott Tenorman Must Die, Make Love Not Warcraft, all the ones that everyone always talks about when you talk about best South Park episodes.
Imagination
So
Land.
I would pick Imagination Land. You have another one. I would pick 5 episodes that I absolutely love that I think don't get as much credit as they deserve.
That's fair. I mean, I just picked my personal favorites that I enjoy, so yeah. Though there were a lot of runner-ups, though. I mean, it's ridiculous. There were a lot of them. Like
Everyone I just mentioned, solid runner-up.
Yeah, no, I like, here's my honorable mentions. Good Time with Weapons, Make Love Not Warcraft, The Death of Eric Cartman, Woodland Critter Christmas, which is the most underrated Christmas special of all time, The Jeffersons, The Ring, Fish Sticks, Scott Tenorman Must Die, Night of the Living Homeless, Tiths, you know, from the Caesar Malone episode, Toilet Paper, The Return of the Fellowship of the Ring to the Two Towers.
Yes.
Literally, that many episodes, and I'm forgetting a few.
Yeah.
Like, I have them written down here.
Freaking Game of Thrones.
Breast cancer show ever, butt out.
Oh my god, that one's so good.
When Cartman gets his ass beat. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's just so many. There's so many great episodes that it's hard. And there were some that I loved that I had to leave out, and I was like, dang. But don't worry, the 5 I picked are ones that I love as well. Just, oh my god. But yeah, no, but yeah, South Park is ridiculous. There's just so many great episodes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's so many great characters too. Cartman, Kenny, Chef, Mr. Mackey, the Canadians. I love how the Canadians are just like, their mouths like this, they just open. It's like their face just opens up. I'm not your friend, buddy. Jimmy, Butters. I love Butters.
Love Butters.
Which just saying, hint, he might be brought up a few times in my
I was going to say, there's 2 episodes he features in quite strongly in my 5.
Oh boy, oh man, I'm hoping it's not like among mine because I picked a couple of good
Probably
Butters episodes, but Man, I decided to do this because Tig and I both love South Park, and I literally always, like, you can tell him, Tig, I text him at, like, the middle of the night, at least my time, and go, like, hey, Tig, do you remember that one South Park episode? And you're like, yeah, I remember that one. It's just...
Yeah. There's about 4 or 5 conversations that we seem to just have on a repeating cycle. We'll have the same conversation about once every 3 or 4 weeks, and do you remember X episode of South Park is definitely one of them.
Indeed, and I mean, like, there's so many great episodes, like, oh my gosh, like, because I was rewatching some South Park recently, and I was like, oh god, I gotta do it now. So, yeah. And,
So we're taking this all in part of fucking Paramount Plus now. What a bullshit. That they used to all be on Prime. Now it's on fucking Paramount Plus, which can get bent.
yeah, no, but yeah, just, oh god, it's tough, I love, but yeah, I love South Park, and, yeah. We're gonna be doing our top 10, basically. I'm gonna do 5, and he's gonna do 5, and I'm like...
I think suspicion it'll probably be closer to the top 6 or 7, so I
Probably.
just can't feel we're gonna have a lot
I'll admit, I did cheat on my favorite episode, which Ty probably knows what it is, but, I won't spoil until the end here.
Yeah.
Because I've mentioned it a few times to Ty what my favorite South Park episode is, but
I'm
we'll
pretty
get to
sure
that.
It will be my top pick will be of absolutely no surprise to you, because I literally tell anyone that will listen why I fucking love this episode.
But yeah, but what's so impressive about South Park is, unlike something like The Simpsons, which, like, from, like, seasons 1 to, like, 6 or 7 are fantastic, and the rest is just fine. And then Family Guy, which started out great, and then it went to shit. Sorry, Carlton. And, but South Park has never lost its edge, and I might even dare say it's only gotten better as time has gone along.
I think a very strong case can be made for that. Because the thing is, what I think puts South Park a few steps ahead of the other animated comedies is they literally write, animate, and release the episode within a week, so it's always fucking cutting edge. It's always right what people are thinking and saying. And we've been through a few fairly tumultuous fucking years. They've had some great material to work with. Like the whole season about Amazon being dickheads was fantastic. Mark Zuckerberg turning up and being a dickhead was great.
I haven't actually been paying attention to recent South Park because I'm just fucking lazy, but yeah, I am.
It's been for a while, but I'm sure the new season is going to be killer.
Oh my, I'm sure they have a lot of material. I mean,
The COVID specials were very special. They lived up to the name special.
yeah, I mean, me and Ty talk about South Park a lot, so I'm like, why not get Ty and talk about South Park some more? Talk about our favorite episodes, because there's a lot of great ones, and I'm probably gonna be like, why didn't I add that one? And there was a couple of ones that I really wanted to add, but I didn't, because, well, for one, there's some that are just really popular, and I didn't just want to say, oh, Scott Tenorman must die. Like, come on. Everyone loves that episode, and it's a great episode, so I'm not gonna,
It really is, yeah.
I mean, it is a fantastic episode, and it's great, and I love it, but, I'm not, spoilers, I won't be bringing it up in this episode, because, we know it's good, and it is a great episode. So it was on my honorable mention stuff.
It was.
One that really hurt me, I'll admit that won't be on the list, is Tits, or the one with Caesar Milan. Fucking love that episode. Really wish I put that on here, but the 5 episodes I got, I just love more.
It's a very strong episode.
It's freaking great.
Until I did my kind of pandemic rewatch. So freaking good, man.
Oh my god. Oh man. And even Caesar Malone saw it and he's like, I like it. It's like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good,
It's like probably, I don't think it's actually true, but kind of it's one of the urban legends that's gone around about South Park, that when Team America, which is tangentially connected when The American came out, and Matt Damon saw it, and for those that haven't seen the film, go watch it. But Matt Damon's only lines in that film are Matt Damon. Apparently, when he saw that film, the only reason he was upset is because they didn't ask him to come on and do it himself. He's like, I would have done that for free. It would have been brilliant.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. Also fish sticks. That was a hard one to leave out because that one was time. They were ahead of their time when they made that episode. See, after recent events, oh my god.
There's a borderline kind of prescient episode. Everyone gives Simpsons a lot of credit for sort of predicting the future, but South Park has been there a couple of times as well.
And Night of the Living Homeless, that was tough. I was like, man, and Toilet Paper, those two were tough. That was one of those. I was like, you remember when Cartman was trying to kill they TP'd the teacher's house and then he tried to like murder him with a toy bat. Oh my gosh, I love it. But
such a fucking psychopath.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll bring that up. That's why that's why I like however you want to pronounce that, the one with Caesar Milan, because it's like, wow, Cartman's a fucked up maniac. He might be a demon.
Despite the fact Cartman is definitely in my top 3 favorite characters, probably second. He's actually none of the 5 episodes I picked are particularly Cartman-heavy episodes.
Oh, I have 2, or no, I have. Well, in all honesty, I'll just wait, and I don't want to spoil my list, but.
Yeah, just dive in.
But yeah, let's not. Ty, I'll let you go first, because it's polite.
Okay.
You go first. What's your fifth episode? What you got?
Are we doing all 5 at once, or we like do 5, then you do 5, we do 5?
Yeah. You do 5, I'll do 5, and yeah.
At number 5, I've got probably the oldest episode in my top 5. I think it's actually the second ever episode. Big Gay Al's Big Gay Boat Ride.
Oh, that's a great one.
Great episode, really funny. But what I really like, we've mentioned it a few times. Family Guy kind of was the thing, but the first sort of 2 or 3 seasons of South Park are very in that same kind of Family Guy, crude, over the top, random mold.
Yeah, the
very first episode, Cartman gets an anal probe. It could easily be crazy. It could easily be a Family Guy episode. Then after about 2 or 3 seasons, Family Guy showed up and were doing everything that South Park was doing, but just a little bit more extreme. So at that point, South Park was faced with a choice. Do they try and one-up Family Guy, get ruder, get cruder, get more insane? Or they do something different? And they chose to do something different. They chose to be a bit more satirical, a bit more current events based. And personally, I think that was the best decision ever made, because the later episodes that are a bit more kind of culturally accurate are far funnier and last far longer than the earlier, ruder, cruder episodes. And I think Big Gay Al's Big Gay Boat Ride, which is one of my favourite titles.
Oh my god, yeah.
Is definitely the one that really is like that was where you first see their attempt at kind of being a little bit, kind of having a bit of social commentary in there.
I always get.
Also, it's the first episode, I would say, where they just realise that if you just offend everyone, no one will feel targeted, so no one will come for you. Like, that's the only reason South Park has avoided being cancelled, is because they just piss everyone off, so no one knows where to attack.
Yeah, that's why I get annoyed when people are like, "Oh, they're getting too liberal." I'm like, guys, they go after everybody. That's why they're good. But I always get Big Al's Big Gay Zoo. I always get that mixed up with the one where they jerk off the dogs and yell, "Red Rocket, Red Rocket, Red Rocket," without knowing what they're doing.
Yeah, oh my god, I don't know.
I always get those mixed up, and for whatever reason, probably because they both have animals. But that is a great episode, very underrated.
That's a much later season though. Like Big Al's Big Gay Boat Ride, that's back when they were still making the fucking show with bits of cutout paper that they were animating themselves.
Oh my god.
So it looks like crap. But yeah, such a funny episode. A little bit of kind of social commentary. Broadly offensive in such a manner that no one can really actually take offense because everyone's in the same big gay boat. apparently Sparky the dog is voiced by George Clooney. I don't know if that's another...
That's a weird tidbit.
Well, I don't know if it's even true or not, but that was another kind of urban legend going around during the time of the first couple of seasons.
Yeah, no, it's an odd one. I mean, yeah, it's something. But, you know, Big L's Big Gay, shit, I always forget the last word. Is it zoo or boat? Boat ride.
Boat ride.
Big L's Big Gay boat ride. This is what makes South Park different from Family Guy, is that South Park has a heart. And that's why I like South Park, is that they're not just, you know... I don't even want to start ranting about Family Guy, because then it's just gonna...
That's a different podcast.
That's a different show for a different time. Though I could talk about the good Family Guy episodes, but South Park just outclasses Family Guy. In terms of the satire, anyway.
Yeah.
And it also has a good message, which, when you see that in Family Guy.
They try sometimes, but it very seldom lands.
Yeah, it just feels like they're being mean and offensive for mean and offensive sake, and South Park has more of like a soul to it, you know? And I'd say Big Al's Big Gay boat ride proves that. It is a great episode, though. It's when, I like how it's almost like, it's very Python-esque, where it just looks like shit. That's why it's funny.
Yeah. But that's definitely true. It's got that flying circus feel to it.
Yeah. Oh, man. I guess it's my turn. My fifth favorite episode, speaking of the anal probe episode, my fifth episode is canceled.
Oh, yeah, it's a great one. I forgot about that.
I love canceled, which is funny because this is another one of those episodes that just kind of gained, that's sort of become better as time has gone along. I love the message of this episode is that, hey, you know how everyone makes fun of how violent and crazy we are? Canceled says, hey, maybe, just maybe, we're doing better than we thought. And it leaves you with that, it's kind of like Woodland Critters, where you're left with that thing where you're like, should I feel good about this? Or should I feel bad? And I love Canceled, though. Great episode, great message, just a clever idea. Just like, what if our reality, our world, what if it was just a reality TV show for aliens to sit back and laugh at us while we're killing and murdering and doing all that crazy shit? What do you think about Canceled, Taheg?
Oh, phenomenal episode. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that was actually their reaction to getting cancelled by their original network, and they were picked up by someone else until they made an episode about how they got cancelled, which is just so ridiculously meta. But yeah, it's one of those episodes that kind of, it doesn't go how you expect. The first time you watch it, you're like, okay, just what else is going on here? And then it goes off on this whole fucking ridiculous tangent in a way that only South Park is really capable of doing, without kind of, I mean, to jump the shark is just exactly what they do, but
Yeah.
It always feels like their tangents have a point. That they don't do random shit for random shit's sake. They'll go in some weird direction and be like, and that's why we did it. It's like, oh, okay, I get that. Fair enough.
Yeah, what's funny is that it's the episode literally is Cartman's got an anal probe until like a couple minutes into the episode. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then the taco guy shows up and starts telling him about how it's a reality TV show, and the boys are just like, what the hell is this? and they
So much wanted to take on a form that you would trust. I think you need to just go through all the different forms he can be in.
Yeah, no, they shoot at everybody. They shoot at the entertainment industry. they take shots at just how shows are made, at producers, the aliens that are like gonna cancel the show, and then there's a good message that like, hey, maybe we're doing better than we thought. And I don't know if I entirely agree with the message, but it's a really interesting point of view. I thought.
Yeah, it's a divisive message, but I think it's accurate, which is what's is always quite true about South Park. Even if you don't necessarily always agree with them, you have to agree they almost always make a valid point.
Oh yeah, like Butt Out, the episode with the anti-smoking league. Oh my god, that was another one that hurt for me to leave out because I'm like,
Yeah, one that I just remembered before. I'll wait till after that. I haven't seen this vision yet, maybe on your list, but there is one that genuinely caused me physical pain to leave off, but I have a distinct suspicion you might have kept it, so I'll bring it up at the end if we haven't.
Alright. But yeah, Canceled. Great episode. One of South Park's finest. So yeah, let's go with number 4. Ty, what's your number 4?
Number 4 is an episode I actually had to look up the name for because I always just called it something else. But it's called More Crap. But I always just call it the Bono episode.
Oh my god! I remember this.
There's no sense the Bono episode.
I remember this.
For those that aren't, it's the one where Stan's dad takes a record-setting crap, but then Bono keeps one-upping him and taking a bigger and bigger shit every time, and it becomes this kind of ongoing war between them, with the final reveal being that actually the reason Bono always has to be number 1 is because he is literally a massive lump of shit. He hates being number 2 because he is a number 2. There's 2 parts of that episode that just absolutely crack me up. One is the fact that Bono is in real life a piece of shit, so that's always funny.
I think it's
the bit where he's walking down the street with all, like, when he's doing his charity video with all the starving orphans. He's just yeah. Oh my god, it fucking cracks me up every time. And when he answers his phone, he's like, hello.
my favorite part of that episode is when he's like, no dude, he is the literal lump of shit. I'm like, what? I'm not a huge like fan of poop jokes, but oh my gosh, they took it to an entirely new level in this. It's just how they did it is just so clever. It's like, oh my gosh, how did they do that? And why am I laughing so much? Am I 12? My god. It's like fish sticks. He's like, I am not a gay fish. It's like, it's a joke, you idiot.
In your mouth, because you're a gay fish.
Oh my god, it's great. Oh my god. It also hurt me to not put in Jimmy episodes because I love Jimmy.
Yeah, he's one of those characters that he's one of the best supporting characters.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Episodes about him, I'm not as big a fan of them. Like the one where he spends the whole time trying to get the hooker because he keeps having accidental erections. Like,
oh, I like that one.
It's a solid episode, but it feels like that could have been a beeline story in a different episode rather than like the entire episode just him trying to get laid and not really understanding how prostitutes work. Like,
yeah.
It's a funny fucking storyline, but I'm not sure it was like entirely worth like an entire episode.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I still enjoy that episode though. That's another one not one of my favorites, but I enjoy it. But Jimmy is one of my favorite supporting characters of the show.
Absolutely.
What else is there? But yeah, Bono. And it's like, and he has like a little thing. It's like that movie that Eddie Murphy did where he's the robot. It's called like Meet Dave. It's like he opens up his chest and there's like a turd in there. And I'm just like, how does this work? But, you know. Oh my lord! I love it. I love it. It's another one that I'm just like, oh man, it's so good. My number 4 is is one that has one of my favorite characters in it, Butters. It's called Raisins. Though it's not a Butters episode, but...
that's a fucking great one.
So basically, this is probably one of the most relatable not Star Trek, South Park episodes. How did I get those two mixed up? Raisins. Raisins. Love it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those where everyone remembers that one moment, but I love the whole episode. It's just Stan gets dumped by Wendy, and he just gets fucking depressed about it. And he's like, and then he joins the Goths, and the Goths are freaking hilarious.
I love the Goths so much.
I always think of the episode when they get Edgar Allan Poe in a seance. Oh my god.
Night Raisin. I don't like Edgar Allan Poe.
It's hilarious. Oh my god. And no, but he ends up joining the Goths, and then Kyle's just like, my god, dude, are you gonna be like this forever? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm Goth now. And and like that little kid who's with him, I'm like, how did he join? Does he even know what's going on? Like, it's...
Hell yeah, he's the most hardcore of all of them, man. He's like proper Goth.
It's and it's a great episode. It's really funny. But then then there's a B plot where Butters, being his usual naive self, ends up going to this place that's basically like a Hooters for 5th graders, which would probably horrify people in the real world. But in all honesty, this is one of those things where it's kind of nice that it would be horrifying if it wasn't hilarious. It's like when...
quite a delicate touch.
It's like when...
Something like that.
It's like when Cartman... it's like when Cartman tries to find older man friends in the Nambla episode. It's just... that's like one of those... It would be horrifying if that were real, but thank God it's just satire.
That guy in the chat room, he's like, I want to talk with me. I'm 9.5 inches. The comment replies, sorry, I don't talk to midgets, and blocks him.
Now that makes me think of the one where he just keeps making fun of the midget guy and he just gets pissed off.
Oh, God, yeah.
God, so many great ones. But back to Raisins. Raisins is great because it's a great message, but also we also get why Butters is one of the best characters in South Park. Is that even though he goes through a lot, his parents are insane, his grandmother is even more insane, or, well, his mom's probably more insane than his grandma is. His grandma's just evil. But his dad's a nut job, his mom's loon, but he ends up getting into a relationship, I use that with air quotes, with this one Hooters lady, and she's like, what? And she's like basically using him for money, and then she dumps him and he's all sad, and then Stan and the Goth show up. He's like, oh, look over there, what's he doing? And then he just gives this beautiful speech about why it's good to feel sad. And, you know, after watching that, I'm like, God, this episode's one of the best. I love it.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful, heartfelt speech. You wouldn't expect something like this from South Park, you know? I think that's why I like Raisins a lot, is because you wouldn't expect this type of thing to happen in a South Park episode. But it did. And they really made it work. And again, it made me love Butters more. Because even though he's kind of the I don't know what to call it, he's basically the guy who always gets shat on by everybody, but he just keeps on being Butters. Yeah, he's the punching bag, sadly. Poor kid. It's also hilarious when he becomes Professor Chaos and he's just like doing some random shit around town. That's like minor inconveniences, but he thinks like he's doing like truly evil stuff.
Yeah, he smokes like that's from Simpsons did it, which was very briefly in my top 5 unless it was replaced by a different one. But yeah, it's such a great episode. Like the whole Professor Chaos character that kind of just keeps cropping back up, but that one is one of the the funniest ones. When he's swapping the labels on the suits, people get the wrong suit. He's like, oh, of course, chaos. And they're like, hey, sorry, can I just get a new suit? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Here it is. So funny.
But yeah, back to Raisins. But yeah, Raisins is just one of those God, I love Butters episode.
Yeah.
That and the one when his grandma bullies him and he just fucking walks in and gives her like the most crushing, like, this is why you suck speech, but it's in like Butters' way where he's being like super nice about it. I also love after he gives the speech to Stan, he's like, also, I don't want to be around you faggots later. He just fucking walks away. He's like, or he's
They can't get too nice, they have to balance it out a little bit.
yeah, something like that, but yeah, I love Raisins. It's a great episode.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Probably my favorite Butters episode. Well, except for the one I'll bring up on number 2, but we'll wait for that.
I have a suspicion we may actually have the same episode in the same spot.
Oh, no.
I've got a Butters episode in number 2.
Oh, no. I guess we'll get to number 3. What's your number 3?
My 3 is kind of, it's a relative, I think it's actually possibly the newest episode I have in my 5.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the problem with a poo.
Oh, man. I thought you were going to bring up another one that you like to bring up a lot, but can continue with.
That's the one you're thinking of is number 1.
Oh.
Why I love this episode is twofold. One, it's just a great fucking episode. Like,
they love shit jokes. Matt and Trey really love their shit jokes for whatever reason.
They really do, yeah. Because Mr. Hankey, he's taking Ambien to sleep, and then he keeps accidentally tweeting things, and people are getting pissed at him for it. Which, just on its own, as a concept, solid episode, very funny. But there's 2 things that make that episode my 3rd favourite episode of all time. One, it's actually really taking the piss out of a thing that actually happened, where fucking Roseanne Barr kept tweeting a bunch of horrible shit and then trying to explain it away by saying, sorry, I took some Ambien, and that
yeah.
That's why I tweeted that. Like, that's not an excuse. Just because you got high and tweeted that shit, that just means that's what you really think, but you're too much of a fucking pussy to say while you're sober, so you try and use the excuse that you were on drugs. That's what makes you a douchebag. Sorry, get fucked. And that's, but the second reason why I fucking love that episode is because it finishes with like, they end up banishing Mr. Hankey. And sorry, you gotta go somewhere else with that kind of regressive thought, and racism is still allowed. So he leaves and finds his new home in Springfield, and the last scene is him arriving in Springfield, where he's greeted by all of their slightly close to the bone stereotype characters, which is particularly funny because that came out at the same time as not only was Roseanne Barr going off on one, but this actor he was a writer in America whose name I've forgotten, this was a few years back, had just released this letter about how the character of Apu in Simpsons was like super problematic and needs to go away because he was voiced by not that Hank Azaria, like that's not.
I thought it was Hank Azaria who voiced
him.
him.
The letter was called "The Problem with Apu" as an APU.
Oh,
that's ripping on it called "The Problem with Apu." I mean, come on, that is like a one-line throwaway joke that most people watching the episode won't even realise, and it's fucking beautiful. And the way they tie it all together with the end scene of Mr. Hankey curling up in Springfield, where he's greeted by Apu, who is just really like, even more over the top than the actual Apu's accent. And he greets like, "Oh, welcome to Springfield. You're fitting well here." It's like, oh my god, that is just that is absolute masterful work. How can you not just think that's the best fucking thing that's ever happened?
I'll admit I haven't actually seen this, but now I kind of do. Because like I said, I haven't seen a lot of the newer episodes recently. I've been lazy.
I think that's from like 22 or 23, like if not the very latest season, the season before. So you can probably check it out on in Pirate Bay. It's well worth checking out. Really funny episode.
Oh my
It's
god.
just absolutely loaded down with about 4 different levels of social commentary.
Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta see it now.
You really do.
I guess it's my turn. My number 3 is one of my favorite Cartman episodes. Now, a lot of my favorite I'll just preface real quick if you don't mind, Ty. You know, I was standing in line today. I was returning a book that I got from I was returning a very overpriced book that I got from my college, and I literally was thinking of a line from this exact episode where Cartman just fucking goes off on a tangent, and it's a parody of the Grinch, and he goes, all the lines, lines, lines. You know what it is? It's Cartman Land.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of my favorite episodes of South Park are either Butters getting like messed with, or his naivete led into trouble, or when Cartman pulls off some weird harebrained schemes and either they blow up in his face or he succeeds. And Cartman Land might be my favorite. I love this episode. I quote it a lot. And yeah, it's just I love it. I love it. And Kyle just gets the shit end of it. Like
He really does.
he gets hemorrhoids, which how do you get hemorrhoids when you're 9? But I digress. And Kyle just fucking gives up on living after Cartman gets a bunch of money and buys a amusement park. And he just goes, if Cartman can get all that cool stuff, then there is no God. And I'm like, you know what? I don't blame him.
There are no flaws in his logic. Oh, that's a theme park. And I have infected hemorrhoids. There is no God.
Yeah.
But it checks out, man. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, and then his parents are like, oh, we're gonna try and make you feel better with the Book of Job. And he's like, that's horrible. This makes me feel worse.
Yeah.
And then Cartman ends up getting a amusement park, which, as you know, Cartman is a selfish bastard, and he's not letting anybody in there because
He's a dick.
yeah, he's a dick. Well, he's Cartman and he's a dick, so you know. And he really hates all the lines, as I mentioned earlier. And literally, I was standing in line, just like murmuring it to myself, because I don't know how many people at my college watch South Park, but I don't know if they would have gotten it.
Quite a few.
And of course, as is per usual, it ends up blowing up in Cartman's face when he has to pay to fix stuff, and he has to let people in, and then he ends up creating. It's hilarious because then people think this was like a clever business strategy. No, it's literally that he didn't want anybody in the park, and I love it. And then he ends up selling it back to the guy, and he's like, and then he gets sued, and he's like, wait, I want the park back. He's like, nope. He gets fleeced. And he's like, no. And then Kyle just comes over, and he's like, well, and Stan's like, look, Kyle, look. And he's like, starts crying, and then that's what brings him back to life because he like gave up on life. I love it. I love Cartman Land.
Now he's sadder than ever because he had what he always wanted, and then he lost it. And that makes it so much worse. He's beaming with joy as he says it. So fucking sad.
Oh my god, it's great.
Really great episode.
Like this and like Awesemo is probably one of my favorite Cartman schemes go bad episodes. Or the one where he pretends to be a special ed kid. Like, oh my god. Like, Cartman's done a lot of awful things. And that's not even the worst. That's not even the worst thing he's done. Like, that's the sad part.
Yeah. In terms of potential damage that he could have caused, that's probably one of the lighter ends. I mean, killing the guy and killing the guy's parents and feeding to him.
Yes.
It's probably the worst thing he's ever done.
Yeah, no. Oh, jeez. And the reveal on who it actually was. Oh my god. Just,
Too good.
Oh man. But yeah, Cartman Land is one of my favorite Cartman episodes where his plots blow up in his face. It's just... It's... Ugh, okay. Yeah, alright, but yeah, so Cartman Land is my number... Excuse me, is my number 3.
Excellent.
I'm curious what your number 2 is, because...
My number 2, which I think might also be your number 2, is a very Butters-heavy episode. It is, in fact, Butters' very own episode.
Oh, dang it, no, mine's another episode, but we'll...
Oh, excellent, good.
I thought you were going to bring up one.
Very own episode. It's just... It's so fucked up. Like, there is literally not a part of that episode that isn't fucked up. Everything that happens is fucking horrific.
Yeah, I know. It's one of like South Park does this a lot. They play with this would look. This would be horrifying if this were real, but
yeah,
this is just a fictional show, so it's hilarious.
But that's the worst. Like, it's a fictional show. None of this actually happens. But then when his parents, after they think they've killed him, join the club with like O.J. Simpson and the fucking Ramseys.
Oh my god.
These people actually killed their kid. It's like he's shouting like, "Oh, you're a phony! You killed her! You know you did!" And as Butters' dad is confessing to the ground what he's done, and the camera just keeps cutting back to these real-world people that have actually done the things that they're pretending Butters' parents have done. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's fucked.
So brutal.
I know, it's messed up. Like, wait, is that the one where they think is that the one where his mom tries to like drown him and she starts crying like a maniac? Oh my god.
Butters is following his dad to find out about the anniversary gift that dad's going to buy the mum, and accidentally discovers that he's been going to gay bathhouses and gay.
Oh my god.
Tells the mum, who has a mental breakdown and just puts him in a car and sends the car out into the river.
Yeah, no, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm like, that's the one. I get those, I get that mixed up with when Cartman puts the thing on his head and he thinks he's in like a virtual reality. He's like, "Hey Dad, it's me, Butters!"
That's a great one.
He's like, "Yeah, I know it's you."
Also the one where Cartman hides Butters in the fridge and tells him that it's the end of the world.
Well, hold on. Don't.
I'll say no more. But yeah, I just love that episode because, they're making a joke of this horrible shit that's happened to Butters. The bit at the end, he's like, "Yeah, it's okay." It's like he kind of finally sees the quartet, the normal sort of South Park kids, and they're like, "Wow, so that's pretty messed up. Like your dad's left your mom and your mom's trying to kill you. Like, they show you be alright. Yeah, don't worry, it'll be great once I go to Bennigan's." And kind of a second, they're like, "Really?" No. And the episode ends. Like, there's no silver lining here. That kid is scarred for life.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and they don't like mess around with it. They're like, "Oh yeah, Butters is probably gonna be messed up because of this," and I just, oh man. Funny enough, you brought up Casa Bonita, because that is my number 2. I thought that was what your number 2 was going to be.
You know what? It very, very nearly was. I was struggling between Butters' very own episode, Casa Bonita, and Butters' Bottom Bitch.
Oh my.
I knew it was going to be one of those 3.
That was another one. I'm like, do you remember the one where Butters became a pimp, but he's so naive, he doesn't realize what he's doing? Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, that's Butters' bottom bitch." I'm like, oh yes, that one. But yes, my number 2 is Casa Bonita, which is even more hilarious because of hindsight. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I should mention a lot of my favorite episodes are Cartman doing some harebrained scheme, or when Butters is, being Butters. This is this, and this was tough because either this or the one where Butters thinks he's in the reality, and probably one of my favorite moments of the show where he's like, "Hey Dad, it's me, Butters." He's like, "Yeah, mister, I know it's you. Where have you been?" "This for all the times I got grounded." oh, and then Cartman's like, oh my god, what have I done? Even Cartman's like, oh my god, what have I done? But no, Casa Bonita is my favorite because it's just Cartman. So, again, Cartman doesn't get what he wants, and being the prick that he is, he decides to pull off yet another harebrained scheme to try and get into his favorite restaurant, Casa Bonita. It's so freaking good. And he fakes Butter's death. It's just so fun. The thing with Cartman is that it's another thing where it would be messed up if this were real, but because this is like fake, like, you know, it's funny. It's funny because it's so messed up. It's like Woodland Critter Christmas or Scott Tenorman Must Die. Just horrific, but it's hilarious because of how it just comes out of nowhere. And and the weird thing is that Cartman succeeds. He gets to Casa Bonita, he has a great time, and they end up realizing what he did. He's like, you just earned yourself a place in juvie. Was it worth it? Totally. It's, oh my god, I love it. I love Casa Bonita. And even more hilarious, so I'm in a game with Taheg. He runs a game and I play in it. And one of our mutual friends is a guy named Josh. And apparently some guys took over Casa Bonita and is trying to make it new. And those guys just happen to be Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's great. Oh, I love it. I love Casa Bonita, though. It's a great episode. It is just... it's my favorite. Cartman takes advantage of Butter's naivete. And he fakes his death and his mom flips out. Oh my god, it's horrible. But it's Pete Cartman, though.
When I first saw that episode, I didn't realise Casa Bonita was a real restaurant. I thought they just made up some shit for the episode. That was a learning experience when I found out that was like an actual place you could visit.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that either until like a few months ago. So yeah, I was just like, oh, it's probably like a Mexican restaurant, even though Cartman's super racist. But you know, I digress. Another great episode, Passion of the Jew, which is in my top 3 of worst things Cartman has done.
Yeah, I'd say trying to incite a second Holocaust definitely ranks up amongst his worst endeavors.
Like, Casa Bonita isn't even the worst thing he's done. Like, that's not even like his top 5 worst things he's done. Like, but it's my personal favorite. But, you know, it's my personal... Probably the worst thing he did to Butters was send him to that gay conversion camp. Oh my god. That's so bad. Oh my god.
That is so fucking grim.
It's just... Oh my god.
Oh god, that episode is so fucked up. Like, you have to laugh or you'll fucking cry. Like, when you...
No, seriously, one of my favorite parts of South Park is when Butters punches his dad in the dick. Because he thinks it's like a reality, and then even Cartman's like, oh god, what have I done?
I might have taken this too far.
Even though it's probably because he's worried he'll get in trouble.
Or he Povich with the balls on his chin.
Oh my god.
Cartman stays at home to pretend that he's with the dad balls. He's like, yeah, I'm just sitting there jacking it. It's like, oh, for God's sake, dude.
It's so bad. God. I love Butters. He's too innocent for this world, man.
Yeah.
Even when he's trying to like be bad, it's just funny because it's just so innocent.
Another one that very nearly made the list was you got F'd in the A, the breakdancing episode.
Wait, which one was this?
You got F'd in the A.
Yeah, but what?
Where they become street dancers.
Oh my god! Oh, when he's jacking it off of
He
what?
retired from tap dancing because he accidentally killed a bunch of people.
What was that song? He's like naked and he's like jacking it off from wherever. I forget the song, but yeah.
That's a different episode. That's Jacking in San Diego.
Oh. Oh no, that wasn't
Oh
it.
my god. that was Stan.
That was Stan.
In San Diego.
That was Stan. Yeah, that was Stan in San Diego.
Yeah.
But yeah, Casa Bonita, which is,
Yeah.
but yeah, that and like the virtual reality one, I always forget the name. It's like Vela something. Trouble.
Yeah.
But I'll look it up later. But
Yeah.
But Casa Bonita is probably my favorite Cartman and Butters. Not the worst thing Cartman has done to Butters, but it's my favorite, just Cartman taking advantage of Butters.
Yeah, that's a fair stance to take. It's a great episode.
It's great. I love it. I love Casa Bonita. But then you're probably wondering, what's your number one then? But I'll get to that. All right, Ty, it's back to you, buddy.
Okay.
What's your number one?
My all-time favorite South Park episode will come as a surprise to literally no one, because it's season 19, Tweak X Craig.
I was wondering when you were going to bring that up, because I know you love that episode. I know you do. Ty? Ty? What the?
It's a weirdly deep episode as well.
Wait, you kind of cut out. What were you saying? Because my internet decided to crap out for a second.
I got back to the episode again. I was watching through and I was like, it can't be as funny as I remember, but it is just hilarious. But also, there's a weird amount of emotion in that episode. It's like there's some surprisingly sort of emotive exchanges between the various people. It also features one of the most fucked up jokes in all of South Park that completely flies under the radar because people mostly in America don't know their fucking history. Like, for those that aren't aware, Twig X Craig is an episode where there's an influx of new Asian students at South Park.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's great.
And they all start engaging in the Japanese art form of yaoi, which is basically just hand-drawn gay porn. And for reasons known to no one, these particular students fixate on Tweak and Craig and draw hundreds of images of these two as a couple.
Apparently that was like real, apparently like real ship art that they got.
That's awesome.
I read that.
But it does greatly please me that they just asked the internet to send them Tweak X Craig sort of material, and they were like, "We got you, fam. Here's fucking hundreds."
No,
that's awesome.
I was one of those guys, and this actually came out the right time for me because I saw this in middle school, and I was one of those who didn't fucking understand yaoi or any of the weird Japanese shit they get up, the weird shit that the Japanese get up to. And there's a lot of great, stuff making fun of Japan, like Pokemon is great. Good Time with Weapons, which I'm surprised you didn't bring up. I know you enjoyed that one.
Good Time with Weapons is one of those ones, like, it's widely, that and Make Love Not Warcraft are just like,
oh yeah,
the holy trinity of South Park episodes. There's no point talking about how much I love those episodes because everyone knows that those are great episodes. But I seem to be the only person in the world that's obsessed with Tweak X. It's basically, they start drawing all this sort of fan art of those two, and the boys just like, but I don't get it. How do they decide that those two are gay? And like, they just decide these two must be a couple in real life because the kids have drawn them that way. And they ask their parents, and like, fucking Randy Marsh is like, oh yeah, no, the Japanese society is gay, that makes total sense, I know all about that. And it's like, why you'd ask Randy, I don't know, but they do, and it all kind of scales completely, just goes completely off the rails. Craig's parents just start like, oh, it's great you're back, here's $10, just like giving him money. And Tweak's parents tell the fuck to do. But then Randy got on this quest to work out how the Japanese decide who's gay.
He's an idiot.
Because he's a fucking moron. But he goes and talks to the Chinese ambassador because he doesn't know which of the Asians choose who's gay. And so he goes to talk to some Chinese businessman. He's like, oh no, we hate Japanese, it all goes back to the rape of Nanking.
Oh God.
Randy replies, I didn't even know Don King got raped. And they keep making this joke over and over. And yeah, it's a funny kind of joke because you get Don King, Nanking, fine, but for anyone listening to this that isn't aware of their World War II history,
Yeah.
Google the rape of Nanking.
I mean,
Safe search on.
yeah,
It is one of the most fucked up things that has ever happened. It is one of the worst atrocities that was committed during World War II.
I mean, it made the Nazis and Soviets.
That happened in World War II.
It made the Nazis and Soviets look like child's play.
Right up there as one of the worst things that's happened. And because it's not common knowledge, South just get away with repeatedly making jokes about it.
Oh my.
Because no one knows any fucking better. It's like, it's just how do they get away with this shit? And they keep fucking doing it.
Did you see the one where they go to China and Winnie the Pooh is like in prison?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
That episode was called Banned in China, but spelled B-A-N-D. Also implies that Randy is the reason we have COVID, which is hilarious. But the best part about that episode is it's called Banned in China, and it actually got banned in China. Winnie the Pooh was their premiere, and Jinping is a bit against that.
Because they say he looks like Winnie the Pooh. I love it. It's a great episode.
He kind of does, to be fair.
Yeah, he kind of does. He kind of does. Hope I don't get assassinated.
Fuck it, that wasn't to try.
But,
Yeah, no, Twig's great. But like, it's a very funny episode, lots of really great jokes, but then Twig and Craig, like, you know what we should do? We should pretend to be a couple, just like accept that everyone thinks we're a couple, let's be a couple, stage a really public breakup, and then everyone will just forget about it. So they stage this really over-the-top breakup. But Tweet gets really into it. He's like, you've got spikes, man. And then everyone starts to really hate Craig. He's like, how can you break up with him? He loves you so much. You're too mean to him.
it's like, oh my god.
The episode ends with them fake getting back together. And it's now been like 4 seasons. Or it's been like 3 seasons. And they're still a couple in the show.
Yeah, it's
like,
great.
Up to the latest season, they're still a couple.
Yeah, it's great.
Dragon Hole, which is a game that came out after season like 23. And there's a long whole quest line about them as a couple. Like, it started as a joke, but now it's just become an official South Park canon that Tweak and Craig are a couple.
I mean, I enjoy Tweak X Craig. It's a great, it's good like satire of shippers, but it's also like oddly heartfelt, which is kind of a thing with South Park. But yeah,
And then the song it finishes with is just an absolute fucking banger.
yeah, it's a great episode.
I didn't know Don King got raped.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Okay, so what is my favorite South Park episode of all time? And it was tough. Well, actually, not really, because my favorite South Park episode is pretty solid. I'll admit it is kind of a cheat, though. Taheg, you know what it is, right? You know what my favorite South Park episode is, right?
Of course.
It's
The thing is, it's not one episode, but it's one arc. We can allow it.
Okay. The Coon trilogy. Yeah, it's my favorite. I love it. It's my favorite South Park episodes of all time because it just encapsulates everything that is South Park. Great crass humor, great satire, hilarious over-the-top ridiculousness. Cthulhu freaking shows up. Batman's in it. They make a great parody of Super... has a lot of the things that I like. Okay, like dark humor, superheroes, Batman. Though Mysterion is more like Batman than the Coon. But, I digress. And it's also, like I said, I love a lot of Cartman episodes where he's just being an asshole and everyone's like, fuck you. not dealing with your ass today. And Cartman, being the spiteful prick that he is, decides to take revenge on everybody. I love this episode, or this trilogy anyway. I love it so much.
I can't follow you. It's a great fucking thing.
Oh my gosh.
Pretending to be a little kitty cat.
So many great gags. So many great gags as well, like who Mysterion truly is, and the fact that Kenny is aware that he has a quote-unquote superpower. Captain Hindsight, the guy on the commercial going, "We're sorry. Sorry." It's so fucking great. It's so good. And Cthulhu shows up and just starts murdering everybody. He's like, "Oh yes, the Dark Lord Cthulhu is out. Oh god!" And he gets like ripped apart. And then he kills Justin Bieber. He's like, "Baby, baby, baby, baby," and he's like, "Yeah, Justin Bieber, take that, you little douchebag." It's so good. And then he's like,
such a great episode.
And then he's like, "Oh, I'm making everything better for you. You're making everything better for you." He's like, yo, Kenny's a real hero though. Like who Mysterion truly is freaking awesome. And don't get me wrong, the other Coon episode before the trilogy is good too. But oh my gosh, I just love the Coon trilogy because it just has a lot of things that I love. Because oh my gosh, I love the Coon trilogy. It's just...
So you can tell they did that first episode and we're like, okay, that worked pretty well. It's a strong concept, but we can definitely do more.
Yeah! And it also makes me want to play the Fractured Butthole because it has the Coon in it.
It's so
And
good.
I love the Coon episode, and he calls himself the Coon. And it's perfect in character. It's very racially insensitive, but Cartman just doesn't understand, or he just doesn't give a shit at all.
I can't quite tell if he just doesn't get why it would be considered a problematic name, or if he knows that that's exactly why he chose it. Like, honestly, either would make sense.
I love the Coon trilogy, and I've talked a lot about my love of the Coon trilogy. So yeah, Taheg definitely knows that I love the Coon trilogy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were like, we both going into like, yeah, I don't know what your 5 to 2 are going to be, but I'm pretty sure I know what your number 1 is going to be, and I'm guessing you knew what my number 1 was going to be.
Yeah, I thought Tweak X Craig would be somewhere in the video, but I didn't know I didn't know it was your number 1.
It's my favorite all-time episode. Love it so much.
But yeah, I love the Coon trilogy though. Oh my god, I love the Coon trilogy. And I know a lot of people love Imagination Land, and those are some very strong episodes.
Yeah.
But the Coon trilogy for me is just... I love it.
Yeah, I think South Park, when they do those kind of ongoing story arcs, just always get it right. Like, Imagination Land was great. Coon trilogy is great.
Alright, I should just say I like the Coon trilogy more.
I can't remember if it's a 2 or a 3-parter, where they're taking the piss out of Game of Thrones, but it's all about Black Friday, and it's the PS3 versus Xbox war.
Yeah, Wiener Party.
That whole episode, so good.
It's like, oh my god, it's so good. But yeah, the Coon trilogy, it just, oh my gosh, I love it. It's also a great satire of superheroes, and just how awful, also how awful a superhero Cartman is.
Yes, he is absolutely the worst possible superhero.
He's more devious villain than Professor Chaos could ever dream of being.
That's why it's kind of funny. Like, Professor Chaos acts like he's a supervillain, but at best he manages to mildly inconvenience people. Cartman acts like a hero and causes genuine damage to other people and the entire climate of the fucking planet.
Yeah, he just like...
Up with goddamn Cthulhu.
Yeah, then he just like beats the living shit out of like a girl. You're just like, oh my god, it's terrible. No, I think what's even more terrifying is that Cartman manages to get on Cthulhu's side, because like Cthulhu thinks he's a cat, and you're like, oh my god. You didn't already think that.
So creepy.
If you didn't think that Cartman was a creeper already, this'll take the cake. Oh my god.
Normal Cartman is bad. Kawaii kitty Cartman just needs
But yeah, that is my number one favorite South Park episode because it has all the things that I love. I love Batman. And I love dark humor. And I do love me some Cthulhu every once in a while.
Indeed, I do love a bit of Eldritch.
Oh my god. But yeah. Well, this kind of stopped earlier than I suspect. So you want to go over some honorable mentions that you had, or did you list any, or were you like, fuck this shit?
I didn't list any, but I mean, I can literally just think of episodes I want to talk about them because there are so many that it's like as we were going through that, I was like, oh, you know what, I definitely put in this one. And I was thinking another very kind of Butters heavy episode that I really liked was your Romanticia. When he Butters accidentally becomes king of the Mexicans.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Such good. They're playing Texans versus Mexicans, where the Mexicans sneak across the border, and Butters accidentally ends up in Mexico.
Yeah.
The best part about it is he becomes the king of the Mexicans somehow, because fucking South Park. And they get to the end of the episode, and Butters finally gets home, like, I've been missing for about a week. And they're sitting there, and Carmen's like, oh, no, you're pretty good, but I'm not sure, like, you're a good guy, but you're not a great Mexican. And Butters just stands up and just raises his arms, and this you just hear, oh, from all the Mexicans kind of chanting whenever he lifts his hand up, and he puts it down again. Just sitting there like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my god.
Classic.
Yeah. One of my honorable mentions is is Korn's Groovy Pirate Ghost Mystery. I am a huge fan of Scooby-Doo, and this is one of the best Scooby-Doo parodies that I've ever seen with the band Korn, and it's awesome. And they do it in style. It's just like, yes. It's also a great Halloween episode. Make a lot of great jokes about race. Because, you know, isn't that the one where Cartman dresses up as Hitler, or is that another one?
It's kind of hard to remember. I think that's a bit later. I think, isn't that the year where everyone keeps dressing up as Chewbacca or something?
Oh god, the Chewbacca defense episode.
That's a great one.
Oh lord. But yeah, one of my favorites is Korn's Groovy Pirate Ghost Mystery. That's a great one. One of the earlier ones that I love. I also have Crack Babies Athletics Association, which is just another one of South Park's. This would probably be horrifying if this were real, but we're an animated show, so we're just gonna go with it. Again, not the worst thing Cartman has done. Taheg. And we're back. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, Taheg had a little mishap, so we're back. So, yeah.
Tech issues, though.
Gotta love those tech issues, man.
Yeah.
I was also looking over other South Park episodes that I consider honorable mentions real quick before we wrap this up. Die Hippie Die, which is the one where Cartman gets where Cartman.
Before we start going to different episodes, one thing I really loved about Corn's Halloween Adventure one, the whole way through they're like, yeah, it's gonna just be a bright, fluffy kind of, they're a real parody of the Mystery Inc. gang.
Oh yeah.
We've written a song about this, you give it a try, and you got like, 1, 2, and they kind of start doing their whole Corn thing. It's
Yeah.
like, you just, unless you know who Corn are and know their style, it must have been like a fucking whiplash moment when they go from this great kind of Scooby Gang thing to just, yeah, doing their Corn thing. Too fucking funny, man.
Indeed. Yeah, I love Korn's Groovy Pirate Ghost Mystery though.
Yeah, great episode.
Cause I do love me some. I love it because it's a great Scooby-Doo parody, and I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan.
Yeah, fair enough.
New Velma came out, and I kind of watched it, and it was only okay. A lot of cringe-inducing, self-aware humor. Didn't care for it. But the episode I did bring up, Crack Baby Athletics Association, which is another one that is just would be awful. That would be awful if this were real, but you know, cartoon, we can do whatever the hell we want. And again, not one of the worst things that Cartman has done. Pretty mid-tier Cartman awfulness. And even worse is that Kyle goes along with it at first. He's like, oh yeah, let's do it. And he like dresses up as like a plantation owner. And the college guys are like, what the hell?
Get around not paying your student athletes. Oh my god, dude, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's just, it's so bad, but it's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, if this were real, this would be horrendous, but, you know.
Of course.
But...
It's fine, we can laugh at it.
But, yeah, no, it's pretty bad. But yes, it is one of Cartman's harebrained schemes in the calm restriction of it. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever, but we'll go with it. Yeah, so, yeah, Crack Baby Athletics Association. Oh, Jesus. Another great episode, though.
I like the one where they go... It's one of the Christmas specials, where they go to Canada to try and get Ike back, but it's like a parody of The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, yeah.
So fucking good.
I also...
The only road. Just follow the only road.
I also love the one with the Canadians, where the Canadians put the like Canadian government on the ice, and then they shoot him off. And he goes, "I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy."
Buddy guy. Dude.
Major Boobage, probably one of the nastiest South Park episodes.
Absolutely.
But
Totally
man, is it fucking hilarious! And Cartman actually being nice for once. That is also freaking hilarious. And this got average reviews. I don't know how, but this one didn't. Crack Baby Athletics Association got average reviews. I don't know how that happened, but
I think we all just thought it was a bit much, but fuck 'em.
but no, Major Boobage is pretty funny, particularly just the weird hallucination scenes, and it's fucking gross too. But it's like gross out humor that's actually like good.
It's a parody of the old heavy metal movies from the 80s.
Yeah.
Very kind of leather and boobs and guitars.
Yeah. Oh god. And I also mentioned earlier, Die Hippie Die. It was another one I had to leave out, and I was really sad about because I love that episode. Another one where Cartman pulls off a harebrained scheme. It's like, no man, it's all screwed down here. When are we gonna be let out? He's like, well, you gotta stay a little longer, okay?
Just throw some fucking blunts at them.
Yeah, throw a bunch of blunts. Oh my god. You got another one?
Well, one of my favourite kind of South Park random tangents they go on is South Park taking the piss out of disaster movies. That's one of them. Another one is it's got 2 days before the day after tomorrow.
Is that the one where the water park gets like flooded by piss and Cartman gets all freaked?
No, that's a different one.
Oh, I was about
2
to...
days after the day after tomorrow is the one where Cartman and Kyle steal the boat and crash it into the dam and it causes the town to flood.
Oh.
And everyone blames it on global warming.
Oh.
Because their kind of geologist is Randy and he's a fucking idiot. He's like, global warming. We have to get across town. But like, it's like a perfectly sunny day and they're in like 6 layers of sort of frost gear. Like they're prepped for the fucking North Pole walking through summer Colorado. It's like, oh, it's so hot. Oh no, that's the last sign of like hypothermia that you start to feel warm. I must be dying of hypothermia. No, it's just 40 degrees in the shade and you're wearing a parka. You dumbass.
It's a good one. Oh man. Another one is Night of the Living Homeless. That is, oh my god, I love it.
One.
That's freaking hilarious. That's another one that I had to leave out. Want some change? Yeah. He's like, no. And I love how they and Randy gets involved. He's like, yeah, I'd like some change. I'd like to get home, please.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Oh, that reminds me. One of my all-time favorites. I was really very sorry I had to go. It was initially in my 5, but it got bumped for some of the other ones. You're not yelping.
Oh god. Where Cartman is that the one where is that one where Cartman gets Yelp and just starts fucking abusing it?
Yeah, it was when Cartman kind of becomes king of the town. The whole point of them is that these people think they're like top-tier food critics because they write on Yelp, but actually no one gives a shit. Ah, so funny. You read your teeny tiny bicyclette to school? Oh, Cartman is such an asshole.
Speaking of that,
Again, it's an absolute cracker of a South Park song. It's Boogers and Cum.
oh my god.
What a tune.
Speaking of City Walk, child abduction is not funny, just because it's just when he fights the Mongolians, he's like, oh, he's like, oh, cause you think I'm Chinese, I can build a wall. I love it.
That's not the one where it turns out Mr. Kim's actually a white guy, is it?
I don't think so. That wasn't.
Oh yeah, that's just a slightly later on. There's one where it turns out Mr. Kim is actually an actor who's had a mental breakdown and thinks he's a 50-year-old Chinese guy, but he's actually a 30-year-old white guy.
Oh god.
So fucked up.
Do you got another one? Because I do have a couple. that.
I just thought of one, and then the South Park Wacky Molestation Adventure.
Oh god.
Where they report all their parents for molesting them. Like Mad Max, and that couple are coming through on the way to the husband's having an interview, and like he goes through South Park and it's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
Another one, The Losing Edge, which is probably one of my favorite Randy episodes.
Yes, great episode.
I thought this was America. What? I thought it was America. It's also hilarious. It's a great parody of sports movie that is in Aspen. Isn't that the episode name? Like the Aspen one,
Oh shit.
where they're sledding, or no, not sledding, skiing.
Skiing, yeah. And Cartman puts sticks his finger up his arse and rubs it on Butter's nose. So it's
Oh my god.
Yeah, we know that's why they call it Aspen.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, man.
Speaking of that, another episode I was really sad to leave off was the death of Eric Cartman, where Eric thinks he's dead
Oh, yeah.
because he eats the KFC chicken. He eats the skins off the chicken, and it,
Often over an entire bucket's worth of chicken.
and everyone gets
Fucking
pissed
monster.
off. And they're just like, we're gonna ignore his exist, and only Butters is like, oh hey man, what's up? So he thinks he's dead. Love it. And he tries to like.
I like the part where Butters and Cartman go in to see the psychic, who's obviously a fucking fraud, and they're sitting there. They go, hey, I think goes all the time. He's like, what would you do? Oh yeah, this guy sitting next to me. And the psychic just looks at Cartman and is like, oh fuck, it's a ghost, and runs away. Oh my god.
Another one of my favorite Butters and Cartman episodes. Yeah, Cartman tries to. Ty, you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were mid-sentence. I was waiting to finish.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, Death Eric Cartman, great episode.
Yeah, absolute classic. I was thinking, like, yeah, as you said at the start, it would be easier to list the episodes of South Park that I don't like. There's just so many absolute classic episodes.
Yeah, I would have also
We could literally
mentioned.
sit here all night and talk about them.
Yeah, no, like I was gonna mention Woodland Critter Christmas, which that was another one I was sad I left off because like
Yeah.
one of the greatest comedic left turns that I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, now we can do it! Hail Satan! And everyone's just, and Stan is just horrified. It's just...
Yeah. It's classic South Park, because the whole thing is just Cartman ripping on Kyle for being Jewish, because of course he is, because he's Cartman, he's a dickhead. The whole thing is in verse for absolutely no fucking reason except because they wanted to do it. It's one of the best left turns in a supposed, in air quotes, comedy special, when the fucking nice fluffy wooden critter Christmas kids are fucking Satanists.
Yeah,
At the same time,
it's so good.
it's got like the underlying message massively pro-choice, but just like slipped under there in a way you wouldn't notice. It's like, what the fuck? The whole day is saved because a little boy learns how to do abortions.
Oh my god.
Who else but South Park would fucking write that?
Of course. It's probably one of the few cases where abortion is actually justified. Oh.
That's a whole other podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant episode.
Awesomeo, which is one of my other favorite Butters, and
Yeah.
it's actually the one where Butters gets one over on Cartman.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And hilariously, he never suspects that it's Cartman in the box.
I love how everyone is like, yeah, this kid takes playing robot really seriously. We should just kind of go along with it. No, it's insane. What's wrong with you people?
Oh my lord. Butterballs, another one of my favorite Butter episodes. It's the one with his grandma, and he just Butterballs. It's where his grandma shows up and just starts bullying him, and then he just gives her the most epic, "This is why you suck, and why I'm gonna not taking your shit anymore." It's great, but it's totally in character.
I saw another one I absolutely love, because it has hands down the best last line, possibly in all of South. It's one of the best last lines in any South Park episode. Sarcastable.
Oh god.
Yeah, like this is the whole ridiculous thing with service. It's all about concussion basically. So they start playing Sarcastable, and Butters is really good at it, and starts feeding people his cum without realising.
Oh my god.
And they're just sitting there, and it comes to the end of the episode, and everyone's get together, and they're like, oh, you just said, why don't you have some of Butters, like, happy goo or whatever they call it, and Randy just sits there, drinks it, and goes, this is cum.
That's a good... I forgot about that. Oh jeez.
So savage. Fucking love it. Such a good episode.
Crippled Summer. Like I said, I love I love Jimmy, and it's also hilarious because Towley, and they're making fun of those like drug intervention shows. Don't forget to bring your towel. I want to get high. It's like, no, I don't.
Which brings up another one of my favourite ones. Medicinal fried chicken.
Oh my god, yes, I love that.
I just love that, like, they get rid of junk food because it's not healthy, but bring in medicinal marijuana. The marijuana gives everyone cancer because they want to get the free medicinal marijuana, the illegal marijuana. And then the crime brings in all the chicken against the end. Like, yeah, so we've noticed that there's been a real, like, since we got rid of the fried chicken, there's been a massive surge in cancer cases. And since we allowed weed, there's been loads of crime. So we're going to re-criminalise weed and bring back junk food, and that should fix all our problems. Like, no, for fuck's sake. That's not why any of that happened. Please stop being such idiots.
Oh my gosh, it's probably another one of my favorite Randy being an idiot episodes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring up one that's probably a classic, but another one I left off because I thought, it's a classic, everyone knows it's great, but it also hurt for me to leave off The Return of the Fellowship of the Rings to the Two Towers. Love it.
Great episode.
It's great.
So fucking funny.
If you're a fantasy fan, like myself, you'll get a kick out of it.
Butters just gets one look at some porn and it breaks him.
Poor guy.
Yeah. He really has no hope of turning out okay, does he?
mean, I'm surprised he hasn't, like, broken yet, so, you know, we're not there.
I mean, he nearly did in Simpsons, did it?
Oh, God,
But,
yeah.
they just about bring it back.
I mean, there's also just the classic ones I didn't want to put on, because it's like, oh, yeah, you know, they're great, you know, make good time with weapons, make love not Warcraft,
Yeah.
Scott Timmerman Must Die, all of them are excellent, but, you know, didn't want to bring them up, because I didn't want to repeat myself.
Yeah, that's well-trod ground. Everyone knows why those episodes are great. We don't need to really dwell on that.
Butt
It's
Out.
Imagination Land.
Oh yeah, and Imagination Land, and also because I like the Coon trilogy better, as I mentioned before. So
Yeah.
Coon trilogy, Coon.
Maybe don't shout that word.
Oh, maybe don't shout that. Okay. Yeah, they'll take me out of context and be like, he's a filthy racist. I'm like, no, I was just talking about the South Park episode. Another one is Cat Orgy, which is the one where Cartman and Wendy hang out and they get revenge on her creepy boyfriend. He's like this dude in his 20s. Excellent.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. That's part of kind of an unofficial trilogy.
Yeah.
There's Cat Orgy, then there's the pool party one where Randy and Gerald watch each other jerk off and get really upset about it.
Yeah. And then the one with the monster when Kenny goes on like the one with the monster where Kenny goes with Kyle on the like Jewish.
I think it's called. It's not called Jubilee, but it's something like that. It's something to play on the word Jew.
Yeah, something like that. I love that.
Yeah, that's a really, really tight trilogy they've got there.
Yeah. I also got Overlogging. Not like one of the best episodes ever, but I just love how I'll admit, it's not the most clever of episodes. It's like one like, oh yeah, internet. People are idiots about the internet, you know, people use the internet too much. But I love how everyone just freaks out. And it's also another just great Randy episode where he's just freaking out about something. But yeah, no. You're not huge on Overlogging?
It was a decent episode, but it's a very mid-tier episode. It's not a bad episode, but it's not one I would kind of choose to put on.
Fair enough, you know. I mean, that's fair. It's fair. I also got The Ring, which is the one with Mickey Mouse. That was another one that was hard for me to leave off because, damn, I love their Mickey Mouse satire. It's so good. It's like you don't
mess with the house.
Talk to me like that. To the Jonas Brothers.
Damn good impression there.
Oh, thank you. It's
freaky.
I was gonna mention Butt Out as well because oh my god, it's
That's
too
cool,
accurate.
yeah.
It is too accurate on like corny anti-smoking stuff. And they accidentally burned the school down, but of course the parents aren't angry that they burned the school down. It was because they were smoking. I love it.
On a very similar vein, another really great one, Both Will Die. It's a douchebag and turd.
Oh god. Yes.
So good. You goes to join PETA and they're just all complete fucking idiots. And then Puff Daddy shows up and kills them all.
Yeah.
So good.
Man. And of course the hold on. I'm just gonna look up. Butters thinks he's in a virtual reality repeat episode, which is Grounded Vindaloop. That's what it's called. I couldn't get the name. I'm like, I know there's a V in there, but yeah, Grounded Vindaloop.
It's quite a bizarre name, so it's understandable.
Yeah, Grounded Vindaloop. Another one of my favorite Butters episodes, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I love he just walks up to his dad. He's like, "This bro, the times I got grounded." Oh, it's so good. And then Cartman's just like, "Oh, dang it, what have I done?"
Is that the one that ends with them, with the live action version of them?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe.
But yeah, because the whole thing, because the whole recurring joke in that episode is that they all think that the other one is trapped in a VR simulation.
Oh yeah, it is. It is a live action one. Okay.
And then it turns out actually it's the customer support guy that is sort of has the trap there,
Yeah.
Such a good ending.
Oh man, that's a great one. Another one of my favorite, one of my other favorite Butters episodes. It's great.
Yeah.
Butters just goes insane. He just like, I'm like, oh shit, oh.
Or the one where they're doing the tooth fairy scam.
Oh my god.
And ends up having that like half mental breakdown, half mental awakening. That kind of becomes one with the universe. So fucking funny.
Oh, again, there's so many good ones. It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's really not. Like we're gonna have to wrap this up because we're gonna be here for like the whole bloody day talking about how much we love these various different episodes. Like there are so many episodes I could just go on and on about.
All right, I'll bring up 2 more and then we'll wrap up. How's that sound?
Oh, we'll probably think of a few more, but yeah, that's just
Um,
the beginning of the end.
But yeah, my next to last one is P, which is the one I mentioned earlier, where Cartman gets stuck in the water park after he gets flooded by piss. Yeah.
So grim.
Oh god. And he gets all paranoid that they're gonna like kill him. It's just like, oh my god.
He realizes that white people are in the minority.
Because he's an idiot. You're like, oh jeez.
Yeah, he's a fucking racist.
Oh. Oh. Man. Did you have another one that you wanted to talk about before we bounce?
I can't think of any, but I mean, I'll probably the moment we sort of wrap everything up, I'll think of 5 more. But right now, that I think we've mentioned all my kind of most popular ones.
Last one I'll bring up is the Jeffersons, which is
Yeah, classic.
has another one of my favorite moments where they go to sleep in the same bed, and then Cartman's like, you know, you're really cool, Mr. Jefferson. He's like, oh yeah? It's like, yeah. And they start to kiss, and then Stan's like, ah! What's his ass up? He looks over, everyone's asleep. He's like, oh, did you have a bad dream? He's like, oh, he's like, yeah, dude, really bad dream.
That's ignorant.
Yeah, I know. He's like, no, man, that's ignorant. It's so...
I love how confused the police are. Like, it says he's a black guy living there, so we're allowed to shoot him, but then I got there. If it was a white guy, we're not allowed to shoot the white guys.
Yeah, I know, it's great. Oh my god. Yeah, I was about to say, also great... That was another one that was just ahead of its time right there. Like, they were right. Like... But,
Have you seen the Stand Your Ground episode?
Stand Your Ground?
Oh my fucking god, dude, it's the most fucked up episode. Cartman is having nightmares about... The whole episode is framed like World War Z.
Oh, yes, I've seen that one. And then when they get George Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that episode.
It's like him being like, Token, why are you mad at me? Then I'm not, and it's not. Totally fucked up episode. That makes a good point, and it's just Cartman being an absolute arsehole the whole way through.
Being a freaking idiot the whole time.
Token.
It's awesome. It's so funny. Oh man, yeah, World War Zimmerman. I was thinking of that one. I actually saw a clip of South Park. They put out something recently where it was like Matt Damon and a bunch of other celebrities. They really like picking on Matt Damon for some reason, but Matt Damon was having like soup with pea as the water. Oh my god! I'll send it to you later. It's hilarious.
Please do.
I will. But yeah. That's it really. Yeah. I've been planning on doing something like this for a while because we both love South Park. But yeah, that's our top 5 South Park episodes, plus a bunch of other ones that
we just enjoy.
yeah, plus the other like 50 that we enjoy because man. But yeah, South Park is parting words. Trey and Matt, keep doing what you do, man. Never change.
We're going to do it on fucking Paramount Plus. No one has Paramount Plus. Go back on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Dickheads.
Oh god. Oh man. Just I bet maybe we'll do like another one of these at some point. Probably not, but you know.
Yeah.
But South Park, there's plenty of more stuff to talk about. Oh, anyways, Ty, thanks for joining me. South Park, baby.
Always a pleasure, dude.
But yeah, hopefully I don't get sued for. I'm gonna see if I can edit some of the music in there. But we'll see.
That'd be good. Try editing the various songs we mentioned. That'd be fun.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll try. But yeah, no. This has been our discussion about South Park. Yeah, still great after all these years.
Yep.
I mean, it's older than me. Like I was like it's older than me. Like I was born in 2001 and it came out in like 1998. So.
Fuck, I'm old.
But seriously though.
Mention how old I was when it came out. But yeah.
But seriously though, the Coon is the best episode. Or the Coon
I would
episodes.
struggle to argue against that. Yeah, fair enough.
It's my favorite anyway. It's my favorite episode, as you know.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention the Clockwork Orange parody, but it's all right. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our episode. We'll maybe do something else at some point. But yes, that was our South Park episode.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Till next time.